I was just calling to tell you good night, sweet dreams.
What?
I'm about to lay down, bro. I'm about to get in the bed. I just want to call and tell you good night, bro. Sweet dreams.
Why are you telling me good night?
I hope you sleep tight, bro.
What do you have going? What sweet dreams? I'm a grown. What's going on? Are you good?
Yeah, bro. I can't wish that you sleep good tonight.
Don't call my phone. What you mean you gonna sleep tight?
Hey, I was just calling to say good night.
Are you joking?
No.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I don't remember the last time someone said good night to me.
I just want to call and tell you good night, sweet dreams.
What are you doing?
I just want to call and tell you good night, bro. I hope you sleep tight tonight.
It's been so many nights. You haven't called me to say good night, but tonight is the night you want to call me and say good night.
Yeah.
What's happening? You alright?
Yeah, bro. I just hope you have sweet dreams tonight.
You want a hug?
Well, we played that a little bit earlier this morning, but according to the New York Times, a social media trend has men surprising their friends with a call before bedtime. And it is all over the place, and those are some of the TikTok clips there for you. And here to talk about it this morning is Lee Richardson, and she is the founder of the Brain Performance Center in Dallas, and she is also an author. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning.
So what do you make of this trend? Is it catching on?
Well, I love it. I have to be honest with you. Anything that encourages personal connection, I am all about. And I think that's something that we've gotten away from because we use social media as our way to connect and to communicate. So, and I think that people are starting to maybe to realize, I miss just, I listened to the clip again and, hey, this is the first time somebody's ever called and said goodnight to me. Wow, it's kind of nice.
And so apparently, as you can hear there with those three different reactions, the videos have led to confusion and surprise and laughter as well, right?
Absolutely. And I think that, you wonder, okay, is this a joke? And how am I supposed to act? What am I supposed to say? And I think that's where the confusion comes from. It's like, it's not that it's a bad thing, but what is it? And I think, again, that ties into we have started to have less and less personal communication. I know people will text all night long, but they will not pick up the phone and call.
Yeah. And, are men just put off by this because they're just not ones to perhaps express that they like somebody platonically?
Well, and there's a lot been in the news about men and loneliness, particularly the age 15 to 34. And it's because they got into that digital disassociation. And I think my hope is that men are trying to reclaim their relationship with technology. And instead of using it as their way to interact with each other, they're going to use the phone as a way to have personal interaction. And I would be willing to bet that it was fun. And maybe because it was just novel, but it was fun. And if we can introduce fun in a more personal way, I'm all for it.
Well, JR's over here grinning.
I'll text somebody late and say, "Are you watching the game? Or did you see that play? Or that?"
Right.
Or what time's tea time tomorrow?
Yeah.
But I got a lot of guy friends. We're really tight. I'm not going to call them and tell them, good night, sleep tight, hope you have nice dreams. I think most of my guys would just say, we're playing at 2 tomorrow, and then they'd start at 1 and not tell me the difference.
Okay, JR, there's that fear factor.
Oh, I'm not afraid of it. I know it.
Well, you make a really good point, because certainly what's age appropriate is different, and you've got your habits ingrained and with all your buddies, and there's a normal way to communicate. Do you ever call them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talk to, but not at 10:30.
To wish them good night.
Tell them good night. Do you know where your kids are? No, I don't do any of that.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you, if you knew they had a big decision coming up one day about their professional life, would you call them and wish them good luck?
I might, if I'm aware of what day the interview is or something, I might do that. But I do call them if I know they're sick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just checking on you, see how you doing. Can I get you anything?
Yeah.
Well, then you've got your phone etiquette. You've got that in place. It's just after 10 o'clock you're not available.
Thank goodness.
Well, and I think that a key term that and it's also generational, I think, a key term, Lee, that you pointed out, digital disassociation. Now, to me, I see people in the 30-something range, 30 to 40, maybe 20s, 30s, and 40s, that have a little bit of that because they played video games, and that they're just engrossed. They've got 3 screens in front of their faces, and they're yelling at other people across the world. That's how they're communicating, and it's the darndest thing. I don't know about the video games myself.
Well, but we also have to consider that the 20, 30, 40 were impacted by the pandemic.
Yeah.
And that created some of that digital disassociation. That's how you went to school. And instead of going in and going to the office, that's how you did your work. So I think the pandemic, it had a lot bigger change on society and the way we interact. And we're just now starting to see how that's manifesting.
And we're starting to see some habits that maybe weren't that great, correct?
Absolutely. And we all have bad habits. I mean, it's part of life, but we can see that they're starting to impact our personal connections with our friends and our families. Typically, we try to change them. But when they were led that way and said, this is the way you do it, this is the right way to do it, well, this is the right way to do it. Why do I need to change it?
Right. And this is interesting. According to a 2021 survey of more than 2,000 adults in the U.S., looks like nearly half of the women and less than 1/3 of men said that they had a private conversation with a friend where they shared personal feelings within 1 week. And I think we as ladies do that a lot more often.
Oh, I know we do. Listening to my clients, absolutely. And I think, that's partly in our DNA. We're more nurturing. We're more open to emotional expression. And, I've learned an interesting fact that a baby boy's brain is smaller than a baby girl's. And that makes that brain more vulnerable. And it makes it more or less emotionally reactive. So they don't cry as much when they're babies. So they're not reaching out from the very beginning. And baby girls are more open to that emotional expression.
That is for sure true. I think JR would agree with me. He has 2 girls, and so did I.
I'm going with I'm fully into men are dumber than women.
Yes.
No wonder you two make such a good team.
But the thing that makes us smarter is the fact that we pull off being dumb so well that y'all go ahead and take care of it.
I wouldn't touch that one with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, my goodness. We are always delighted to have Lee Richardson with us. She has as I said, she's the founder of the Brain Performance Center in Dallas. So she knows what she's talking about here. She studies this. And she's also the author of a book titled Turn Your Brain On to Get Your Game On, the How, What, Why to Peak Performance. And Lee, thank you so much for filling us in on all this morning. It's all